Julia wished for fans to stop asking questions. She mentioned some health issues she was going through and some important questions about the future, which she didn't disclose. However, Brandon talked about the topic in his own Instagram post. His opinions on having babies differed from his wife's. "I think it's hard to be 100% ready for this, but I think part of me is already saying why not start trying," Brandon wrote. He suspiciously added, "We had a conversation with Julia," not revealing who he was referring to. Fans wondered if Brandon's parents were involved in their business again. Julia came face-to-face with Natalie Mordovtseva while filming 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2 in Arizona. The co-stars were last seen together in 90 Day Fiance Season 8, but seemed to have had some tensions running between them, because Natalie was from Ukraine and Julia's from Russia. Natalie's boyfriend, Josh Weinstein, noticed some bad vibes between Natalie and Julia and asked her if they knew each other. Natalie said they did, and their relationship was twisted, complicated. Julia pulled Natalie aside to talk to her in private. Julia was being polite to Natalie by asking her if she wanted a drink. The two exchanged pleasantries in Russian, but as they sat down to chat, Natalie asked Julia, out of the blue, "Are you pregnant?" When Julia said no, Natalie told her she had gained some weight. An offended Julia lashed out at Natalie in her confessional, where she said she was trying to start fresh with Natalie, but she tried to insult her by talking about her weight. "You. I'm not fat," Julia said angrily. However, Julia didn't say anything about her supposed pregnancy. 90 Day. The Last Resort's Julia's Instagram posts tend to be a little cryptic. She had Instagram stories showing her crying, but not revealing the reason why. Julia hinted at divorce from Brandon and claimed they were separated for the anniversary in 2024, even though they went on a European vacation later that year. In November, Julia posted a reel featuring Brandon with the voiceover, "Did you miss us? 'Cause we missed you." She wrote the cryptic caption, "Social media is not reality. It's time to tell what I usually started to say and always stopped myself." Former couples from the 90 Day Fiance universe join a retreat in a last effort to mend their relationships. As they confront past issues, the series examines their journeys to resolve conflicts and determine the future of their unions. Loren Brovarnik, a familiar face from the reality TV series 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, has recently sparked concern among her followers due to her declining health. The Florida resident, married to Alexei Brovarnik from Israel, took to social media to share a somewhat ambiguous holiday update that left many of her fans worried. Loren is a devoted mother of 3 young children, and through her posts, she has given glimpses into their family life since she and Alexei first met over 10 years ago, while she was participating in a birthright trip to Israel. Loren's journey into motherhood began in 2020 when she gave birth to her first child. Since then, she has welcomed 2 more children in quick succession, resulting in significant physical and emotional challenges. These demanding pregnancies and subsequent postpartum experiences have taken a toll on Loren's health, making her open about her struggles with postpartum depression. Recently, she managed to address one of her postpartum issues, abdominal diastasis, by undergoing what she described as a natural mommy makeover. However, as 2024 approaches, Loren is now confronting a new illness that has left her feeling unwell, sharing health updates with fans. In a recent Instagram post, Loren shared a candid picture featuring her and her son Asher, both appearing pale and fatigued. She noted that while it was Christmas Eve and Hanukkah Eve, they were facing an unwelcome visitor, the stomach flu. Loren's Instagram stories continued with a somber update. She posted a sleepy Asher lying in bed, clearly under the weather. Expressing gratitude to her followers for their messages of concern, she reassured everyone, stating, "We are hanging in there." The following day, Loren provided another update, indicating that the stomach flu had spread throughout their household. Despite the unpleasantness of the situation, Loren attempted to maintain a positive attitude, humorously suggesting that this bout of illness would help her family start fresh in the new year. She reflected optimistically, hoping that by enduring this illness now, they could welcome 2025 while feeling renewed and healthy. Adding to the complexity of Loren's health saga, in November 2023, she had spent time in the hospital. In an unfiltered selfie, Loren posed without any makeup, exuding vulnerability with her head resting in her hand, clearly hinting at some form of distress. The accompanying image showed a door-marked MRI zone. Happily ever after. Star Loren Brovarnik is worrying her fans by posting about her ill health after recently sharing a cryptic holiday update. Loren is a mom of 3 from Florida and is married to Alexei Brovarnik from Israel. Loren and Alexei met over a decade ago while she was on a birthright trip. Loren welcomed her first baby in 2020 and then had 2 more back-to-back pregnancies. They took a toll on Loren's health, physically and mentally. Loren spoke about having postpartum depression. Loren was able to fix her abdominal diastasis with a natural mommy makeover. However, Loren has to deal with a new illness as 2024 ends. Loren took to Instagram to share a picture of her and son Asher looking pale and unwell. She wrote that it was Christmas Eve and Hanukkah Eve, but both she and Asher had got the stomach flu. Loren's next story, a couple of hours later, was just a picture of Asher lying in bed, sleeping. The young mom thanked every single person who had messaged, texted, and not called. Loren added, "We are hanging in there." A day later, Loren decided to give fans an update. She revealed that the stomach flu had spread throughout the house. Loren was trying to find the silver lining to the dreadful situation. Loren wanted to think that she was getting it all out and leaving in 2024. She and her family were going to start 2025 strong and on a fit and healthy note. Loren was in the hospital in November. She'd taken a selfie with her hand placed under her chin with no makeup on. The picture next to it was of a closed door with the sign MRI Zone I on it. Loren never explained what she was doing in the hospital, especially in the MRI zone. Loren's message to her fans at the time was to not judge someone without knowing what they were going through. She added that one can never know what someone is going through behind a smile, behind tears, or behind closed doors. Loren has been facing some backlash lately for her content. She's been mocked for posting selfies of her crying. Loren perhaps wanted viewers to show some compassion towards her. However, Loren has not been able to improve her image despite her efforts, especially since some viewers think she has a superiority complex. Loren is not feeling well, and now her family has also been affected. Loren loves sharing updates on Instagram, especially during the festive season. Her illness has ensured that Loren is unable to leave her house. Loren might really get sympathy from fans without having to resort to cryptic posts that act like clickbait. 90-Day Fiance. Happily ever after. Star Loren is a mommy influencer and makes money through social media. Her inability to share content during this crucial time means Loren is hurting and hoping she can return to feeling better when 2025 begins. 90-Day Fiance. Happily ever after follows the lives of couples from the original 90-Day Fiance series as they navigate married life. The show explores the challenges, cultural adjustments, and evolving relationships these couples face post-marriage. It provides an in-depth look at how their dynamics change beyond the initial 90-day visa period and continues the narrative of their pursuit of a lasting union. 90-Day. The last resort couple Brandon Gibbs and Julia Trubkina have been dropping hints about having a baby together amid their franchise comeback. Julia is from Krasnodar in Russia, while Brandon is from Dinwiddie, Virginia, but their paths crossed in 2019 under the most unexpected circumstances. Brandon's friend who was traveling saw Julia dancing at a club in South Korea and connected them through a video call. Julia used to work as a go-go dancer for Julia has not been back home since she arrived in the U.S. in 2020. Julia married Brandon in April 2020, while having to deal with his parents, Ron and Betty Gibbs' interference in their private lives. Moving out of Brandon's parents' house was also not a great idea since the elderly couple was still involved in their affairs. It appears they are also influencing Brandon's decision about having kids with Julia. Brandon and Julia's baby saga is a twisted affair, but could it have come to an end with Julia getting pregnant this year? In May 2023, Julia shared an emotional update on her Instagram where she addressed the repeated questions from fans about when she was going to have a baby with Brandon. It had been 3 years since Julia and Brandon's wedding, But she wrote that whether it's 3 years or 10 years, it doesn't obligate a couple to have children. Julia explained she and Brandon had never tried to have a baby because it had never been a goal of theirs. She added that society shouldn't decide when a couple is supposed to have kids.